Hello, I'm Lady Calmere. Welcome to my channel. I am doing my 168th presentation and it will be on rue. As you can see, I have the herb here and I have rue water, which is actually a cologne. I do have rue tincture, but I don't have it with me because I didn't have it in this presentation because it's just in an amber bottle, so it's really not going to show much. So let's get on. Rue. So the planetary powers it works with is Sun as well as Mars. Its quality is hot, and the deities it's going to work that it really attunes to is Aradia, which is also known as Aradia. She's also known as Aradia, and Diana, also called Diana. Element to this herb is fire. So it's got a lot of folk names, different names. It's called the herb of grace, bashush, I believe, ruta, which is the Spanish word for rue, garden rue, German rue, herby grass, mother of herbs. What else? So it's a masculine, gender is masculine. I don't know if I said that. But anyways, how did it get the name Herb of Grace? Well, that's actually a Christian name, given by the Catholics. And the Herb of Grace, the reason why it was called that is that the priest would have a container of holy water, and he would take a sprig of rue and bless people and places with it. Just like we can do as pagans, we can use rune water, moon water, or holy water that we can make, blessed water, and we can use rue in the same way. Okay? So, and rue is a native plant from the Mediterranean. Rue is very, in Strege, it's one of the most important plants along with vervain. So you can take, if you want to make a Strege incense, you can mix rue and vervain together. Same thing with oil, rue and vervain. Now I have to warn you, be careful with rue oil, as even Scott Cunningham said it could be quite toxic to your skin, or it can end up leaving blisters. So just be careful. Even with handling the fresh rue, you may want to be careful when you break it off. You want to use gloves, because if it gets on the skin, it can create like contact dermatitis and cause photosensitivity. So when you're out in the sun and you have that, like the sap or the juice from the rue, it will intensify the solar effects and cause you to have blisters and sunburn. So be very, very careful with handling rue. I know some people don't have that effect, but just be careful when handling fresh rue. As you can see, let's look at this. Another name for this is called witchbane. Yeah. Why is it called witchbane when it was used by the Italian witches? Well, this reason for that is because it's used to break negative witchcraft. So if you feel you've been cursed, you can use rue, or like rue water. Well, it's actually alcohol, to remove this curse. Now, you can use this on candles, however, and especially around fire. Even though it's called rue water, it's actually a cologne. Guess what's in it? Alcohol. See? So, anyways, what you want to do is wait for the candle to dry, because you can end up burning yourself or your home down. So, yes, rue is flammable. Now, if you got rue tincture or rue oil, just be on the safe side, wear gloves. However, one of the things that is good to have rue oil on hand, and even Scott Cunningham admits this in his book, is if someone leaves a poppet by your home or a spell bag or something there, don't pick it up with your hands. Try to not step over it or something. Just get yourself some tongs. I would get some tongs. And one of the things he says that you can do is pour root oil on it and light it on fire. If it won't set on fire with the roux, you can pour some accelerant on it, but just be careful of how you do it, okay? Because I don't want you to cause a forest fire. I don't want you to burn your home down. I don't want you to get hurt. So put it in a safe container, okay? Don't burn down the neighborhood. So yeah, because sometimes that's how forest fires start, by something innocent. Sometimes innocent. Sometimes by nature, sometimes on purpose. But just be on the aware. Rue, this is by De Cruces. And I actually got this at Publix. So you can get it at Botanica, at a public store. Sometimes it's shown in grocery stores. You can get it at a Botanica, New Age store. You can get it on eBay, Amazon, Etsy. So rue is great. It's used a lot, especially in Santeria. It's used a lot, and it's used to cleanse people. And you can rue is, I wouldn't use it. Well, what am I talking about? Okay, so rue can also be used to break or return a curse. So if you want to kill, let's say, a curse, you can get a white cross candle and dress it with uncrossing oil, and then burn some rue along with other things, like different removing of different curses, like say rue with dragon's blood and sage. You can just get a smudge stick that's made with rue and sage and use that. Or you can get like white candles, and if you don't have a white cross candle, what do you do? So get yourself a white candle, and you can make a really nice cross. If you're Christian, make a Christian cross. If you are pagan, you can make an equilateral cross. You can make a Celtic cross. I don't care. Make a cross. And Celtic cross is actually, you can make an unk on it, okay? Make an unk. Because I know some people who won't work with crosses. So you can use an equilateral cross. That's not Christian. Okay, the Christians took the cross from us. But no. And a cross is different from a crucifix. Let me tell you something. There's a difference. I'll get into that in a second. So what you do is you burn, you light this candle, and you could do this for 3 nights, and to just bless your home. Sage, scent your home down with the smudge stick made of rue and sage. You can buy it together, made together. You can literally buy rue and sage put together, or you can just get some sage and put some rue there. You can put some dragon's blood or mix rue with sandalwood. I'm sorry, rue and like benzoin and agrimony, whatever. Mix 3 together, and or 2, whatever, and burn it. Now, if you want to send, really, Joker, if you want to send back the hex, and sometimes I really like doing that. So, and send it back to them. What you want to do is burn these herbs, right? Say like, if I want to send it, you dum. You want to send it back, get like a double action candle or a return to sender candle. You'll see them already made, and you want to put, the oil. Make sure the oil is not flammable. You can burn your, putting too much oil can just, just bless it with the, you know what? Just put a little bit of light oil on it. It's like the return to sender oil, like reversing oil. Instead, do not use uncrossing oil. Use reversing oil, okay? If you're sending it back. And burn, say, rue, benzoin, dragon's blood resin, or you can do it with rue, agrimony, and benzoin. And send that shit back. Or just, because you can also use, you can do other things, but I'm saying we're talking about rue, so you can send it back. Rue is, I do want to get into some precautions, and my dumbass forgot, because I want to read something from WebMD before I go on about the metaphysical thing, so I gotta go and get my tablet. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I don't like reading from notes or scripts, as you know, but I do want to read this. Then I'll put the tablet away. Okay, side effects. This is from WebMD, word for word. When taken by mouth, rue is commonly consumed in foods. It is possibly safe when products containing dry rue leaves are used as a medicine. It can cause cramps, drowsiness, and dizziness, but rue is likely unsafe when the fresh leaves or oil are used, or when the dry leaves are used in large amounts. These can cause serious side effects, including stomach pain, vomiting, kidney damage, breathing problems, and death. When applied to the skin, it is likely unsafe to use fresh rue. It can cause a rash and blistering, which can become worse when exposed to the sun. And another thing is, if you're pregnant, it can cause a miscarriage. So I wouldn't drink rue tea. So yes, rue could cause a miscarriage. So tablet away, because I'm likely to go onto Facebook. I am talking to you, and yeah. So rue. can be used to, one of the things that you can do, rue has a strong smell, so it has like a pungent smell. Some people like it, others don't. But one of the things that you can do is put rue, like get a bundle of rue, tie it, put it above your door, and it's supposed to protect you from curses, the evil eye. You can make a protection sachet, and you can put rue by itself or with other protective herbs, and put it inside a little bag, or little gree bag. And if it has a pungent smell, you may not want to wear it around your neck. Maybe put it in your pocket or your purse and carry it with you. So it's good to protect you and from curses. That's one other thing why it's called a witch bane, because it protects you from people sending the evil eye and evil intentions and spells. Rue is also used in banishing spells and exorcisms. Yes, exorcisms. And one of the things that is used in sometimes place of holy water, correct Christian holy water, the Catholic holy water, use this. So, and if you feel like you are being cursed, you can mix this with a little bit of rue tincture if you want, or put it in a little bowl and put some rue and pour it around, a circle around you. And you can just do some chants, do your spell, first draw this around, and then you can cast a circle over it and burn some rue. So if you feel you've been hexed, or you're just having a string of one bad event after another, you can use this. I would not use this on animals, not directly, okay, because it would be toxic. It's toxic to them. Don't use rue. I'm gonna just say it's toxic. We'll just go with that. All right, so don't leave rue sticks where your cat or dog can chew on it, and keep it away from small children so that they don't choke. And as you can see what it looks like, dried. And it still has a smell. Ooh. Rue is, so if you want to banish someone, you're doing a banishing from someone, or some negativity, rue is great for that. Rue was used and is still used in healing spell and health spells. So to keep your health good, to protect your health, and for healing when you or someone is sick. So if an animal is sick, you can use the rue in your spells, just not on them. Don't pour the oil on them. Don't pour the tincture on them. Don't go around, rubbing the fresh herb on them. You won't like the effects for that. Okay, they just don't. So you can add, actually, what's good about this, you can pour this in your bath water and take a bath in it. But if you don't have a tub, or you can't take a bath, you can use this in showers. You can sprinkle this on yourself, or put it in a little bowl and mix some water, say a few prayers over it or blessing, and then pour it over yourself. Just make sure you don't get it in your eyes, because this has alcohol and you're not going to have a fun day. So this is not to be injustice. Do not ingest this. Do not pour, this could be used, the rue perfume colonia, can be used as a scent for yourself. So, some people do have an allergic reaction to rue, especially real stuff, so be careful. Now, the Romans actually ate rue, so they used it to protect themselves from evil, and they would literally carry it to guard against toxins, poisons, werewolves, kid you not, and all manners of attack or sickness, supernatural spiritual sickness and ills, all type of ills. So also, it is said to also, speaking about animals, now there's a lore about it saying that toads have an aversion to it. I don't know. I do know that the buffalo toad where I'm at is an invasive species, and that it's killing the dogs here. They'll get it in their mouth and they'll get sick and they'll start like vomiting and they'll start drooling and throwing up. I remember my veterinarian teacher, my instructor, she was talking about how she was disgusted when she had to like literally scrape off smashed buffalo toes off horses' hooves. So I don't know if that's going to protect your garden from buffalo toads. Which, by the way, if you touch a buffalo toad, make sure you wash your hands. Buffalo marinus toads, because they have a toxin that they release, like this venom, and like a toxin, and that make you sick if you get it in your mouth. So, yeah, wash your hands after handling buffalo toad, buffalo marinus. So, you can use this, like I said, instead of like, if you want to get holy water from a church and use a sprig of rue, that's fine. Go ahead. If you want to just make some salt water, mix some salt and water and say a few words over it, or leave some water out in the sun all day and just draw 3 crosses over it when you come in, or draw a pentagram, 3 pentagrams, or draw the waxing full and waning moon with a pentagram over whatever, or make some moon water or your own holy water or blessed water, sacred water. Go right ahead and use that to bless yourself in your home with the sprig of rue. So again, it's used to exorcise a home, people, places, and things. Rue is used to exorcise people, places, and things. Any spiritual attachment. So sometimes entities may attach themselves to you. So you can live in China and actually have this thing travel with you. Say if you move to Japan, or if you move and just literally travel with you. It just won't let go. So, yeah. This rue was also sometimes poisoned by Mars, is that around the temple of Mars, some people would plant rue around the temple. So, okay. Rue is also used for love. Rue has been used in love spells to keep your love faithful, or to find love and do love spells. And so if you're doing a spell for maybe to find new love, to keep old love, or anything in that nature, rue can help. Now, rue was used in an amulet against bad luck. Like I said, breaking curses. So another thing that rue does, so rue also clears away love jinxes. So if someone's jinxing your love and marriage, you can use rue for that. So you can like burn this in the incense when you're doing something to unbreak spells against you, and of course you use intentions with it. And you ever see those candles, red candles with a snake? Okay, so the red part without the snake, one of the things that you could, well, actually, let me give you something simple. So just get one of those candles with the snake, if you like figure candles, and anoint it with rue oil, and take something like hot, like now, when you're working with cinnamon oil, essential oil, it is extremely important to remember that it is caustic. It will give you a chemical burn, so you want to work with gloves. I kid you not. Even experienced people, with those who make oils, I'm experienced with this. When you wear gloves, take the cinnamon oil and rub it around the snake part. And then when the oil especially the rue, if you're using this, you can use this rue oil, rue tincture, rue tea to put it on your candle, and you burn it with intention to get rid of it. But if you don't have cinnamon oil, that's fine. You can use a pepper oil or just use rue. And just work your intention into that candle and burn it. So it clears up love jinxes. Now you can also use it for truth about your lover spell with rue. So placing it in your other half's shoe, placing, like, say, some powdered rue or into the shoe is supposed to, especially if your man, is supposed to protect your man from your female competitors. So rue tea, now one of the things is you could take rue tea, make a tea out of rue, or use this, and this is actually sprinkled around the home to break any negativity in your home. Now there is a in Strega, and you don't have to be a practitioner of Strega to make use of it. It's called the Simaruta, which is a sprig of rue. And now they make a charm, and you'll see a silver charm. And sometimes it can be very simple. Other times they'll have other things connected to this. Like you'll see a silver charm with rue, and it may have like symbols of different charms with it, like a key. A key, sometimes it may have like a little flower to it, or with a moon, and the rue with even the symbols like the tools of Wicca, a wand, Athame, the Grail, and the Pentacle. It could have different things. Besom too, like an image of a besom. So you can put your own Simaruta together, and it's a silver charm, and it's used as an amulet. And not only does it show the world and other witches that, hey, I'm one of y'all, but also it will protect you. These symbols will protect you. So I've seen like bay leaves dipped in gold. I used to have a bay leaf, real bay leaf dipped in 24 karat gold. I gave it to a friend. She long since passed away, not because of that, but I gave it to her, gave it to my friend to give to her back in I think 2011 or 12. She passed away last year, very sad. But all I'm saying is that you can get silver paint, and you can put this on an like wear this to see, but it might get broken. But it'll be very delicate. So if you're a jewelry maker, you'll find a way to do it. And then you could put other different symbols. I like this piece. This is like actually my favorite piece. I don't want to break it. So it's called a Simaruta. Simaruta. This. So, other things that mental concentration and positive energies, that's what you can use for this, and memory. It's also good for repentance. Rue, there's actually a word. You'll rue the day. You'll rue the day you messed with me. And like the word Ruth in Old English deals with like remorse and sorrow. So there's a verb. The verb is you'll be sorry you ever mess with me. So rue is all. It also because of the smell, the pungent smell. I think also why they use that word. You'll rue the day. You'll rue the day you ever cross my path. Not as in roux, as in flour and butter mixed together and cooked, as used in Cajun and Creole dishes. So, or rue is a street that was used in New Orleans. It was called like, instead of street they would put down the word rue. Different spellings and stuff. But anyways, ah, tap 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 tap. I saw you gonna jump right onto the altar. Now, Rue, this stuff, okay, like this cologne can be used to cleanse your altars down and your magical tools. So this is what it's good for too. So to occasionally, if you have a temporary altar and you change it for different rituals, like you have permanent altars and you have temporary altars. So you can cleanse down your permanent altars from time to time and your temporary altars or your magical jewelry. This cologne is good for that. Your magical space can be cleansed with it. So that's why I definitely advocate for using this. What you doing, boy? What you doing? You're a silly little boy, aren't you? So, other things that it can be used, the herb is also to use for like to use in times of breakup to help a broken heart. So it can purify that. So it also to get things moving for like to remove for like abre camino road, which is means road opening. So when things are static or inertia, this will get things to move. So if things are slowing down or things that you want or just moving too slowly, you can use this in abre camino spells, road opening spells. The candles are called. So you ever see the candles abre camino? Now you know what that means. It means to open the road, open the path, to remove the obstacles and blocks that are in your way. So if you're having a lot of negative thoughts or envious thoughts, or you don't like how you're thinking, you can use this herb in incense or in spells to help you to have more positivity in your life. What you doing, silly boy? You're just sitting there. He's sitting on my lap. And he's biting my dress. He does that to calm himself. It's like, a baby sucking his thumb. Sometimes it gets real embarrassing when I have company over and he does this. Rue leaves were also said to be placed on the forehead to relieve headaches. But remember what I told you when I read from WebMD. Just remember that. So it's also Rue was worn around necks even to recuperate from an illness. And it also improves smelling fresh Rue improves mental processes. And it's also said that fresh Rue leaves rubbed on the floorboards can send back any ill will that's sent against you. So that's another thing. Part of it is to, and I would be careful with animals and babies with that, but you can also use this in your floor wash. So you can pour some of this in the mopping liquid you're using and send the shit back with intention. Again, when you're sending something back, mop from the back to the front. Tell it to get the hell out. So Even if you're just renting a room and the room is just yours, you can use it to mop. Or you can tell your roommate, hey, I'm going to mop the floors today. Even if your roommate's not magical, you don't have to tell them, and you can mop it from front to back. I mean, back to front, I'm sorry. Back to front. To push it out. To send it back. So, Rue. What other things do I want to talk about? You're distracting me. God, these cats are so distracting. Why don't you go sit on the altar, baby, and stop being a distracting little bully? Yeah. Now, to manifest your a desire that you want for manifestation or to bring something in your life, put yourself just, you know, relax, ground and center, and just get yourself in a positive state. Have some rue leaves, it could be dry. Hold it in your hand and just, smell it a bit and just affirm what you want. So use this for your benefit. Rue is a magic herb. Rue has been used by witches for so many centuries. It's used in Santeria. They would have a bunch together and they would use it for cleansing and kind of lightly touch the person they're cleansing with it. So what else do I want to talk about it? Would you stop? I don't know if you can hear him purring, but it's so cute. So, hey, stop! You big dummy. Let's cut me. Oh, he threw me off. So, I think I said Rue, yeah, I'd already talked about it's protecting. And I also warned you about Rue and its miscarriage because it can create severe contractions in the uterus. So it's really not recommended for pregnant women. And that, especially during the first 3 months of pregnancy, it can increase the uterine blood circulation, which provokes contractions. They're pretty painful, which can end up ending the pregnancy, but like I read before, can also be toxic and cause death if used too much. And I know Rue was eaten, but I really am not able to advise you on how much to drink or how much is safe to drink as a tea. I know I got this from not a botanica, but a bodega. And it was sold as tea, but again, I don't drink Rue tea, so I don't think maybe I drank it a long time ago, over 30 years ago. I'm not, I can't, I don't even remember if I drank it as just as a tea, regular tea, nothing from Magic. But again, seek professional advice or seek like a master herbalist of how much is safe for you to drink if that's what you want to do. And like if you just want to have tea, I'm not telling you to go end an abortion or to end a pregnancy and have an abortion. But just be careful with that, okay? And as far as when you're nursing, they always say careful pregnant and nursing. So I would I would not drink rue tea if you were nursing. So rue can also be used to attract good fortune and money and good luck to. So another thing is you can use this for prosperity spells, abundance spells, to use it for money spells. So you can use, say, you can also sprinkle this in front of your door, okay? This in front of your door, the rue water or rue cologne, or you can make a rue tea and sprinkle it in front of your door with inviting good fortune and money into your life, to invite the powerful forces of the universe to send you money and prosperity and good fortune. Now, with as far as the root oil, I'd be very careful with that. But it does say to have antifungal effects. I cannot vouch for that. But, you know, supposedly it's also put in the hair to fight against lice. Again, I cannot vouch for that. I never had lice. So it also is good for stress. When just smelling the herb or using it in magic is good to for using spells for like when you feel when someone's going through hysterics or panicking. So anyways, would you stamp rue? It's a great herb. I recommend you having it. It's good to have. As you see, I got this whole container filled with rue. Let me smell this. Ooh, it's quite pungent. This does have like a pungent smell to it, and it has a picture of rue. Anyways, I hope you liked this video. These videos are always free. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, I appreciate it if you subscribe because it helps my channel grow. And when you subscribe or when you like, it increases the algorithm so that this presentation gets out to other people. I make these presentations free and public. So I don't have a Patreon account, so I'd really appreciate your like and subscription. I would like to know what you think about rue. Have you used rue? And what it's done for you or what you used it for. Hey, hit me up in the comments. and I will try to respond ASAP. And I can't remember his name, but it's the singer of Obituary, and it's his birthday, so happy birthday to the singer of Obituary. I love that band. uh, Also, whew, support, you know what, support your local Botanica, New Age store, or pagan stores, because a lot of them have been closing down, unfortunately, the mortar and brick stores. So, you know, just buy something small from them, big or small, whatever you want, a book, incense, a stone, help to keep these business going, because a lot of them have been closing down, and it's really sad. A lot of them have closed down where I'm at, and it's getting harder and harder to find these stores. So, and anyways, check out Womp Stomp channel. They got a movie coming up called Never Hike Alone, Friday the 13th. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. And as always, blessed be.